Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. We start with Mangalacharan. Om Agnyantya Tivirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chaksurmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaisnavamsya Sri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitamsya Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadbhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakha Vitamsha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धु भवेत् च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीर्यते। नस्तप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are going discuss about uh, verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 4, chapter number 1, verse number 24 and 25. Let me share my screen. Hope you can see my screen.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you very much. Pranayam danvat buhomo upastate उपस्तते हरण अंजनी वर्ष हमसा सुपर्ण स्थान सैच सैच चिन्ह चिन्नितन. Word by word translation. Pranayam, offering obeisances, dandvat, like a rod. Goma, ground. Upastate, fell down. Arna, all paraphernalia for worshipping. Anjali, folded hands. Vrasa, bull. Hamsa, swan. Suparna, the Garud bird. Tan, situated. Swai, on. Swai, on. Chinnahi, by symbols. Cha, and. Chinnitan, being recognized. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thereafter he began to offer prayers to the three deities who were seated on a different carriers, a bull, a swan, a Garuda, and who held in their hands a drum, kusa grass, and discs. The sage offered them his respect by falling down like a stick. Purport by His Divine Grace, His A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Dandavat means a long rod. Sorry, dand means a and what means like. Before a superior, one has to fall down on the ground just like a stick. And this sort of offering of respect is called dandavat. Atre Rishi offered his respect to the three deity in that way. They are identified by their different carriers and different symbolic representation. In that connection, it is stated here that Lord Vishnu was sitting on Garuda, a big aquiline bird, and was carrying his and was carrying in his hand a disc. Brahma was sitting on a swan and had in his hand grass, and Lord Shiva was sitting on a bull and carrying in his hand a small drum called Damru. Atri Rishi recognized them by their symbolic representations and different carriers, and thus he offered them prayers and respect. Now we'll also read the next verse number Bhagavatam, canto number 4, chapter number 1, verse number 25. Krupa lokena hasad vana ninomo palambitam tad josisa pratihete nimilya munir nimilya muniraksani. Word to word translation. Krupa aulokena, glancing the mercy. Hast, smiling. Vadanena, with faces. Upalambitam, appearing very much satisfied. Tat, there. Rosisa, by the glaring effulgence. Pratihate, being dazzled. Nimilai, closing. Munihi, the sage. Aksini, his eyes. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Atre Muni was pleased to see that three devas were gracious towards him. His eyes were dazzled by the effulgence of their bodies, and therefore he closed his eyes for the time being. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Since the deity was smiling, he could understand they were pleased with him. The glaring bodily effulgence was intolerable to his eyes, so he closed them for time being. Hare Krishna Devotee. Before I start, I'll do a just small prayer. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnupadaya. Krishna Pristaya. Tale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pachyatya Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. This is my honor and privilege that I have this opportunity to serve the devotees in this way. Uh, uh, Today, I'll be definitely sharing my understanding and realization of the two verses I have just read, as well as what I have heard from senior devotees. So I'll try my best to make sure I'm presenting everything in a very in a proper way. Uh, but in the process, if I say something wrong or something incorrect, please feel free to stop me and correct me. This particular uh, opportunity is for myself to reflect within myself and hope I can learn and make myself a better person. So that's only my main purpose is to try to educate myself and with the hope and prayers to all the Vaishnava that it can help me make me a better person. So with that, I'll just give some context, some background of what this canto or chapter 1 is all about. Uh, it is definitely here. It is talking about Swayambhu Manu, the first Manu that was engaged by Lord Brahma to create this particular universe, and about his three daughters and how they are helping Brahma to help create this world. And then and during last couple of verses, of course, Sage 3, he was meditating upon the three deities, and was trying to pray them, and please them to impart him a son like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in the last verse, the sage was standing on one leg, but as soon as he saw that the three deity had appeared before him, he was so pleased to see them all together that despite great difficulty, he approached them on a one leg. So he was meditating on one leg for 100 years to please the deity, to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to bless him with the son like himself, so that he can further expand the creation process. And then we come to this verse that I'll be talking about today. Here, of course, when I was reading it, yeah, day before yesterday and yesterday, it both with all these words are very simple, looks. So I was trying to figure out how can I understand what the verse is trying to say. Of course, and Prabhupada purport as always comes and helps us out or help me out. So Prabhupada talk here about Dandavat very clearly. He starts the purport, and also the sloka Bhagavatam is starts with Dandavat and what it means. And I never connected to Dandavat as Danda, a rod, and what means like. It's like Dandavat is like falling on the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, or the Lord, like a stick. That is, and it, it kind of clicked that, oh wow, that is Dandavat that maybe I was doing for all these years was not as in the same spirit as what this verse is trying to explain. When Rathirusi saw all the three personality, all the three deities, and he was just so much mesmerized, and felt so uh, humble, and felt so grateful that they came and came in front of him, and basically he was thought that this is all his uh, life and everything. And then of course I was listening to some other seniors disciples, and on this particular verses, and they were saying that Danvat is not something that we offer to anyone, because we all, especially myself, I think about it, we all have a lot of small ego, and always have something in our mind that we are something and things like that. So the quality of Danvat, definitely, it only the real Danvat comes only when you are truly grateful and humble to whoever you're offering the Danvat to. So I was reading further and further, and found out that when you do a Danvat, it is a way of expressing your gratefulness, your humility, your love, your respect, and your surrender to that person. Otherwise your Danvat has no such meaning. It is a superficial Danvat. So that is was a very nice that I for myself to understand that what is the real meaning of Danvat. And when Danvat is offered in such a manner, the person or personality of Godhead or any devotee you're offering the Danvat, definitely love, and then it is equally reciprocated by them with love, respect, blessing, prayers, or whatever is in their heart, that will come. And I was recalling days, my childhood days, when my grandmother used a lot to bow down to everyone who comes to her home, or whenever we go to somebody's home to offer to bow down and or touch their feet. And definitely, I'm just going back and recalling, that many times when I was touching feet of person I not knew, because my parents, or I did not like my because my parents was asking me, or my grandmother was asking me to touch them. they will definitely give me blessings, right? Even though they may not like me or I don't like them, whatever the case may be. But I saw was, and I did realize that, and definitely that's what I try to teach to my children as well. And then they do it very nicely as well. Uh, but I did not connected this particular verse and whatever I was hearing to this, that it is done when you are very grateful, when you have a lot of humility, love, respect, and surrender for that particular person or devotee or personality of Godhead. So that's something I found very interesting. And it is not a ritual or things like that. And then I was also hearing Prabhupada lecture, on one of the lecture, he was defining what is humility. And again, there's something new I heard as well. And it is, humility is when you are not you are not feeling satisfaction of any respect or honor that is given to you. That's what the true or real humility, Prabhu was saying, means. That when you feel that way, that's what the real humility is. Of course, we are all nice, calm, and sometimes cool and things like that. But being real humility comes when you are not feeling satisfaction of honor and respect or name or fame you're getting. It's very interesting to me as well. And I was also recalling during while I was reading this verse and listening to different things.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can't hear you. I don't know if others are able to hear him.
Yeah, we cannot hear either, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, something happened. I got disconnected, both from my computer.
Internet, I don't know, some issue, Prabhu, I think. No, still again, we are not able to hear you.
Hello,
Yes, Prabhu.
can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I don't know. For some reason, I got kind of disconnected from both my computer and cell phone, but it got reconnected. What a mercy. Uh, anyway, I was struggling to connect to my computer this morning for this class, and then somehow got disconnected and it automatically reconnected. Okay, so where I was is that I was recalling those videos where Prabhupada disciple will do a full dandvat, and you can see they are falling, literally falling like a danda. And I was always impressed with that, and that was one of my inspiration to further continue my journey with Prabhupada and ISKCON. That's how much dedicated and humble they were to Prabhupada, even though they don't come from the same background as myself. They knew the importance, and somehow they learn it so sincerely, and they were doing it so humbly that always impressed me. And even today, when I see Prabhupada disciple, when they come to a temple, or when you see two Prabhupada disciple missing, regardless of their physical constraint or weakness, they will do obeisances to each other in such a wonderful way. You can tell the love and respect and humility that they have, and can only wish and hope that I get one drop of that humility, and pray to all the devotees. And then further going along, I was listening to one of disciple was giving this class, I believe in Coimbatore or somewhere that I found this online, and he was talking about same in the same way that and what pranam is done when you're very grateful and humble. And I was thinking about humility for myself and trying to internalize it, and was very much uh, surprised and impressed with what Prabhuji was saying on his class on this particular verse. he was saying that that I will translate to myself and not try to copy everything he was saying. But I was just thinking that sometimes I feel so puffed up. Sometimes I feel so, uh, you know, I guess uh, egoistic as well. Sometimes when I do something great and when I get recognitions, either at work or at temple or at home, and I get so much happy. I feel so much happy and satisfied about it. And then when somebody scolds me, I get sometimes I get defensive, sometimes I get offended, sometimes I get angry, and so I was trying to understand. Definitely, that tells me I'm nowhere close to being even a devotee or even being a human being. There with those things having that kind of reaction and response to honor and disrespect, and 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 when you look at it, I feel like I am something, and I get hurt, and then further thinking about it and why I get hurt, because my ego, my ahankar got hurt, and that is very easily it happens to me, and sometime I think that it will be good to maybe stay away from people or devotee, and maybe do my sadhana and bhakti alone, away from, so that either I don't hurt myself, or then I don't hurt other devotees and things like that. But then this particular Prabhuji was sharing that yes, you can do that. Maybe you will not offend too many devotees, or not offend yourself or hurt yourself, and then react or respond in a way that can offend other devotees. And he was saying that definitely when you are in a pure bhakti stage, when you're in a transcendental stage, you know, uh, you cannot offend anybody, or you cannot take an offense from anyone either. When you're at this stage, and we are not at this stage where we are a pure devotee, or at a transcendental stage where no karma and come. Karma will stay far away from us when everybody is a pure devotee. Like difference between Golok Vrindavan and this material world. The main difference I see is there is no karma in a Golok Vrindavan, and there is karma here in this material world. So the Prabhuji was explaining that none of us are at that stage, or most of us are not at stage. So when you are at that stage, the karma is going to come, and karma is going to do its part. And we may feel that this the other person trying to hurt us, or trying to do something wrong to us, or wrong to somebody, or things like that. But it is their karma, it is our karma or my karma. Nobody can create my karma. Only I can create my karma. So, and at some time it's going to come and catch up with me. And he was talking about Karma Ghost video, which I briefly saw on YouTube, where this one person is driving, and while driving there are driver that he doesn't like, and he's kind of cursing them, and then he parks, and there is not much parking space between two cars, but he still parks, and he's banging on another car with his door, and then of course he walks and he steps on an insect and kill it purposefully. So every time he was doing something that was not right, he was getting a karma ghost on him basically. And throughout his day, he got maybe thousands or hundreds of karma on his head. And by step, the video shows, each karma was getting onto him, and finally he got into accident, and he gets killed, and then all this karma were pushing him basically. He came to a cliff of the mountain, and basically his car was hanging, and this all other karma were trying to do whatever he did to him, and the last insect he killed, his basically his karma came, and he pushed the car off the cliff, and he got killed. So what I'm trying to understand and say is that definitely we are none of us, or at least I am not at the stage, and things that happen to me is because of my own karma, because I'm not at transcendental stage or a pure bhakti stage, and in order for me to improve, we need to make sure we understand why things are happening to us, and try to remain humble as much as possible and introspect what is going on. And then, of course, there are a lot of example you can hear, from Bhagavatam, where Brahma, our Brahma, four-headed Brahma, and he wanted to see Krishna, and he was so proud of himself that he's something, and he comes to Krishna, and of course Krishna uh, asks his so he tells Krishna's gatekeeper that, hey, tell Krishna I'm Brahma here, I want to see him. And of course, Krishna realized that who he is, and he can see that Lord Brahmaji has some ego, and he wanted to teach him a lesson. So he asked his gatekeeper to go and ask him, which Brahma is this? And of course the gatekeeper goes and asks Brahmaji, which Brahma are you? And he thought, oh, I'm the Lord of the universe. I'm the Brahma for this universe. And of course, he is not knowing thing. And then Krishna asks the gatekeeper to bring him in. And then meanwhile, he summoned all the Brahma of all the different spirits, universe to come. And of course, there were so many different Brahmas with 100 heads and 1,000 heads and millions head and things like that came. And then Brahma comes to see Krishna, and then he was amazed to see. And they all Brahma were paying obeisances to Lord Krishna, and Lord Brahmaji was definitely, and he understood his position, and he realized. So point I understand from that is that I'm such a minute part of this whole creation, and definitely everybody in this material world has some ego. They all feel that I am something, whether it's an ant or whether it's an elephant, or all the way to Brahmalok. We all have that tendency to sometime feel that way, or make it that, oh, we are something, and try to prove us. And that tendency will get to us even if we do our bhakti in isolation, or we do bhakti with the devotee. But I feel, and I also heard that this is Krishna's ways of purifying us. So it's better to do bhakti with the bhakta and sangha, with the sadhu sangha, than doing it in isolation. Otherwise, you have no way of purifying yourself, and without purification, it's very difficult to attain the pure bhakti stage. And I also heard about Raghunath Das Goswami Maharaj, where every day he will do thousands obeisances to Lord Krishna, and he will do 2,000 obeisances to the Vaishnavas. To also, of course, lead by example, and showing us that how important it is, all the Vaishnava who comes in our life, and things like that. I know it's already 8, so I will definitely rest my sharing of my realization and my understanding of this particular verse and what the Danvat means. And I will try and my best to make sure whenever I say Danvat to anyone, or I do Danvat to anyone, I do it with such a humility and gratefulness to the person, and hope I don't do any offenses. So once again, everybody, sorry it took a little longer than I thought, but please share your comments or any feedback or anything I may have spoke. Please share. Anyway, and then the last thing that I definitely always every day read is or recite is this verse from Chaitanya Chaitamrita. In the Adi Lila, where most of us already know this, but Rina Pisu Nichena Taro Sahisuna Amani Namanina Kirtanya Sadahari. This always mesmerized me. And one who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor, yet is always prepared to give all respect to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord. And again, I read this every day, and I forget it every day about it, but still, it's such a thing. And actually, during this class, I was listening to another devotee who was talking about it, and I'll just share this story slightly. Prabhupada was in Allahabad in his Prayag pharmacy there, and one of his god brother came to him and then asking what are you up to these days and things like that. Just a normal conversation between two god brothers. And Prabhupada was saying a very excitement that I'm creating a medicine that will cure everyone's problem in this whole world, and that will make everyone a pure devotee. And so that God brother asked, "Is it ready yet?" He said, "No, it's not ready yet." And then after a couple of months, I don't know if couple of years happen, I don't know when, but that same devotee comes back to Prabhupada and asks him again, "Is the medicine ready?" And Prabhupada say, "Yes, medicine is ready." And Prabhupada and say, "What is the medicine? Please share with me." Both It was very exciting conversation with both of them. And Prabhupada very excitingly says this particular verse, that if everybody understand the true meaning of this verse, then all their weaknesses, all their problems will be solved in this material, in this world, in this life, and they will go to Golok Vrindavan without any problem. And they were discussing, that how long it will take, and Prabhupada, in his style, he will say 1 minute or something like that, or it may take your lifetime, who knows. But without association of a devotee, without the blessing from the Guru Maharaj and Guru Parampara, it is difficult to truly understand and achieve the goal of this particular verse, or realize this verse. And only mercy of a devotee and of course a person's sincerity and humility and gratitude towards other can only help realize the main purpose of this verse. Anyway, with this, I will conclude my uh, explanation of these verses. Please forgive me for any offenses or for anything I said incorrectly. It is definitely my ignorance. I'm still learning a lot. I'm nowhere even in the kindergarten yet of this particular Krishna conscious process. So please pray for me and bless me with your mercy. वाञ्छकल्परूप्यस्य कृपा सिन्धु भविष्य पतिता नाम पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. Devotees, all of you have a blessed and a Krishna conscious day. Hare Krishna.